Hey, folks. Sorry I'm late. I'm too busy crushing the market, right? What's up? Yeah, I know. All right. So, listen, I got distracted. I was doing some videos on YouTube and TikTok. I forget. I lose track of time nowadays because I'm actually too busy doing my job. You see, I'm not the best influencer. I'm not the best TikToker. I'm not the best YouTuber because I actually have a real job. And my real job is to hang in my own chat room and make sure people are doing the right thing. And the right thing right now is crushing everything in sight, buying everything in sight, buying breakouts, and cashing in on the misfortune of other people who think the market can go down, right? So, where's my guy that called me insufferable? So, since that guy called me insufferable that morning when I said, hey, this market's gotten zero chance to go down, you know, we're going up, just buy the cues, you're going to make money. Every faux show bro is a winning trade. And nothing's changed since that day, except this guy realizes that I'm the one, right? So you're looking at RGTI on the screen right now. And that day it was at $15 and RGTX was trading at $50. RGTX from 50 bucks, right? Now it's 111. You know where the stock's going to go? $250. We're still long from $51, right? Because there's no reason to sell in a bull market. So the swing trader, as most swing traders are loser day traders, right? You understand that, right? Most swing traders are loser day traders. Why? Because they buy a stock, they think they're going to get in for the day, the trade doesn't work out, and they go, oh, well, I guess I'll hold it. And then they're a swing trader. That's not how you do it. How you do it is you make money on the majority of the day trade, like Jenny, right? You guys are long today, right? Because you've been waiting on it and waiting on it and waiting on it, right? You didn't think it was going to go to zero, right? It was terrible. They're bleeding it to death. We knew to wait. We knew to wait. And what were we waiting for? We were waiting for a faux show bro VWAP break to crush all the people that still think stocks can go down for more than 3 or 4 days in a row. They don't. And if your stock actually goes down 3 days in a row, your stock's a dick. Sell it. Even this piece of crap didn't go down 3 days in a row. It went down two, and it was nasty because they were bleeding it to death, right? And I said, if they're bleeding it and bleeding it and bleeding it, they're just getting the seller out of the way. Right? It's an IPO, and they're bleeding it to death. No buyers all day. The day before that, no buyers all day. And they were just bleeding it to death. 32.50 gets you 30, 30 gets you 27.50, 27.50 gets you 25, 25 generally gets you 22.50. So this morning, right, we're waiting for it to go to 22.50. Oh, but Kenny, it didn't go to 22.50. It only went to 23.50. Then it turned. Okay, but it turned. And what's that turn? That turn is a fake out, shake out, VWAP break. So if you're sitting there not putting this trade on because, oh, you said it was going to go to 22.50 first, that's not how you trade. You trade what you're seeing. So I had an idea that it will go to 22.50 and make a stand there, but it decided to make a stand at 23.50. And then it did that chart pattern that creates a trade that hasn't failed in over 3 years. The faux show bro VWAP break. So you stop what you're doing and you go, oh, that stock again. Yes. Now you buy it at $24 and you make yourself 2 points. This ain't so hard. Right? Yesterday they were bleeding the figure down, right? We waited some more. And then what happened at the end of the day? Faux show bro, payday. The day trader says, hey, you know what? I'm in from 37 bucks. I'll sell some here at 38.50. Maybe I hold on to 200 shares overnight, turn my day trade into a swinger. And next thing you know, you get 4 extra points. That's how you do it. The loser trader takes the losing day trade, holds it overnight, and hopes it gets better. You're a loser. Losers do that. But winners know that when stocks break out in a bull market, they don't just go up 2%. They don't go up 10%. They go up 100%, Mr. Insufferable, right? They don't go up. So when this stock rigatoni, right? Everybody knows rigatoni, right? Quantum name. I'm in from 92 cents. That's right. Because I knew about the stock 3 years ago. Because that's what I do, right? Andy Dufresne right there. Remember this one? 92 cents? Yeah. You love it at 92 cents. Now everybody loves it. We were in this thing 3 years ago, right? This has just been one massive 1 year long consolidation. And now you broke out. So you got a stock breaking all-time highs in this market? Just buy it. It doesn't matter what it is. Quantum, dildo factory, electric fake car out of China, stock break new high. This market, you got to expect the stock to go up at least 50%, if not 100. And that's not how it's supposed to work, but that's how it is now. That's how it is. And if you want to be delusional and not believe your eyes, when stocks are breaking out, then that's just the new beginning. Oh, I don't want to buy this stock. It was $9 the other day. That's your problem. Because you think 9 to 21 is something special. Oh, it's just buy it. 2250 gets you 25. 25 gets you 2750. It's a blue sky breakout. The target on the stock is wait, now you got to go 10x off the pullback generally. So it pulled back to $13. So now you got to go 10x off the lows. So your target price is 130 by next Friday. And it's the way you got to trade. You got to start going completely 100% psychotically, bullishly, irrationally exuberant. And stick with that until it stops working. Until stocks stop breaking out and tacking on 20% the next day and then 50 the next day, I'll stop talking like this. But so far, it's been 18 months, so it's really pretty much since COVID. As soon as the stock breaks out, everybody piles in. And you know why that actually? There are people out there still thinking that you should short stocks when they break 52-week highs or all-time highs. They think sellers are going to show up. What market are you looking at? Maybe 1982 that worked. Everything is super bullish right now. You have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and then pushing some more. And when you're wrong, it's not like you're going to get beat. Because here, if you were worried about buying RGTI today, why? You got a faux show, bro, VWAP break. Oh, but Kenny, then it rolled over. Yeah? And what did it do? It didn't break lows of the day. It just faux show broed and broke back over the VWAP again. Buy it. Right? So if you were waiting, like me, I had this idea. I'm definitely looking to buy this Gemmy stock, right? And I was like, oh, man, this is nasty. 3250 gets you 30, 30 gets you 2750, 2750 gets you 25. Oh, my God, this thing's breaking 25. It's going to 0. It's probably going to 2250. And I'm watching it. Oh, my God, there's still nobody buying it. And then I go, uh-oh, wait a second. It just pivoted. Uh-oh, wait, it's breaking VWAP. Buy it. So all that idea about it going to 2250, how shitty this stock, all of that ends right there. VWAP break after the faux and the show. Don't miss out on the bro. And that's trading, my friends. I'm sorry to make it sound so simple, but it generally, in a bull market, it is. It is this easy because stocks are ripping. And morons like me who wake up each morning thinking, oh, maybe today's the day we actually go down. No. No, we're not. Well, what about the Fed meeting? There should be a blow off top. No. No, there won't be. There is no selling. Right? So yesterday I gave you a stock, FEIM, right? You ever hear of it? FEIM, right? I've learned of this stock 3 days ago because they reported earnings and it got hammered. But then I looked at the chart on the yearly chart. Okay, consolidation break. It tends to get hammered and then breaks out. So it got hammered off an all-time high on an earnings report because that's what usually happens. And then what happens? They buy it because market doesn't go down. Stock go up. And if you own a stock, seriously, in this tape, in this market, in this environment, that actually goes down 3 days in a row, sell it. 2 days, sure. Nothing should be going down 3 days in a row. You got a broken stock. But more importantly, if you actually have a stock that's trending down, stalk it. Because when it turns and starts to rip, it's going to rip probably 50% or 100%. Now, more importantly, you guys are hanging out tonight. We got Jeff Hirsch to talk about the one chance this market has to possibly selling off is Monday. Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur in September. This is notoriously the 1 week where we do sell off. I don't think it's going to happen because we don't go down anymore. But if it's going to happen, it's going to happen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about some levels that we could be concerned about. If you don't know who Jeff Hirsch is, you should know. Stock Traders Almanac, one of the pillars of this industry, and also one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the schmooze, on Thursday nights we gather. I drink a bottle of vodka or tequila. I pass out, and then I just look at charts when I wake up. It's half true. I do drink, but I haven't had a drink in 3 weeks now. I am feeling a lot better about myself. But we have a DJ. We play some music, and we crunch charts. We talk options. We got a couple of guests on. My podcast host is always there. If you haven't met him, Don Corleone from StockTwits fame, the person of the year from StockTwits. We walk amongst royalty. And speaking of Jeff Hirsch, we'll both be in Vegas in February doing some presentations. So if you want to join us for the Day Traders Expo, or the money show as they call it in Vegas in February, we're going to make a little clash trip out of it. And I'll probably make funny t-shirts for us all. And that's where we're at, people. That's where we're at. And that's my face. And that's my screen. And that's my face again. So if you don't remember when we started talking about the power gap on May 12th, I'll go over that later. But I think the market's actually on the verge of another power gap. And I think that power gap might be a little different. I think it could be a power gap, but they'll sell into it. So what I think is we stay strong today. I shorted the Qs actually twice today and made money, which is awesome. We'll probably be up today. More or less we'll probably be up tomorrow. And I think we gap up on Monday. Not the power gap, but a gap. But I think Monday's gap will be susceptible to some selling. And then we'll get a sell-off. And it'll be frightening to some. Because it'll be, oh my God, why'd the market go red today? Oh my God, what's happening? And then you realize, oh, the market's allowed to go down once a month? Okay, awesome. And everybody makes a big deal of it. And by the way, the next time the market's going down, go look for Joe Fahmy. He always puts the greatest commentary on Twitter when the market goes down. He starts coming up with all the reasons people are probably thinking it's going to last, and it never does. He's a funny bastard, that guy. Joe Fahmy, one of the great ones also. Actually, we got to get him on the show. But that's exactly what's going to happen. So the market will sell off on Monday. It'll be up in the morning and then sell off, and they'll make a big deal of it on the TV, and the message boards, and the YouTubes, and all that stuff. It'll mean nothing, right? And then maybe we actually have a little bit of a mini sell-off. Where are we going to go? We're going to probably flirt with yesterday's lows, which are now new generational lows. Right? New generational lows. As far as I'm concerned, yesterday's lows are now new generational lows, meaning you may never even see them break. And we could just consolidate here and rally. And once we get to 600, remember, the higher the Qs go, the easier it is for them to tack on bigger numbers, right? A 10% move now is 60 points. So it's not going to be hard for this thing to be moving in 5, 10, 15 point increments soon, right? Okay, so let's walk through what's happening, right? No reason not to be bullish, but we're 2 days away from notoriously where you see some selling. So I think they're going to run it to that point to cushion the blow of the inevitable sell-off. The so-called sell-off that may or may not come. So we got to bring it up so they can drop it. And then when they drop it, everyone's getting all excited. You're like, wow, we haven't been this low since 6 days ago. It'll feel dramatic because we'll be coming off. It'll be a big down day or two. But you'll realize when you look at the chart, oh, we were here 6 days ago. It's not even a big deal. A big deal would be if we break the true double bottom. And I still, again, those originally were the generational lows. I'm thinking we could break that price if we do have a real sell-off. But right now, generational lows, this was the Apple sell-off. I forgot what that was that day. And then we tested it, and we've been going up ever since. Now, here's the fun part. All of what I just said, who gives a shit? Who cares? Who cares? Seriously, who cares? Because it's all about what you do tomorrow, right? If you're a day trader, you're coming in, I got to get paid, right? So today, who cares about the Qs? Who cares about rigatoni? Who cares about open? Who cares about, I don't know if you traded CDLX. Today, maybe was the day where you said, all right, I'm staying with this stupid Gemmy idea, Kenny. Let me know when to buy it. Oh, there's that thing you talked about. Is that the faux show? Yes, it is. Is it breaking VWAP? Yes, it is. And you just bought it, and that's all you care about. You don't give a shit about the Qs or what's going to happen 6 weeks from now. It's about what you're doing and staying focused, right? Or maybe you bought StubHub because when I explained to you yesterday, this was the shittiest time to have an IPO. Who does an IPO on Fed Day? What genius thought of that? Everyone's distracted and they put out an IPO. It's almost as if they don't want people to know that it came out, which to me is very shady. And it did go down, right? We had that one long trade in it and we made money. It broke 23. And if it breaks 23, where does it go? 2250 gets you 20, right? Not 1997, right? Not 2004, 20. As if it was programmed to go there, because it was, Mr. Insufferable, right? It's programmed. And that's why I was a little surprised that Gemmy only went to 2350, because generally you get to 2250. But in that moment, you just let the market tell you what to do. So here, StubHub, if you were waiting for 20, wham! You hit 20 to the penny. So if that's what you were waiting for, buy it. and you got paid. Nice. So it's about staying focused on the trade that you like. What's the comfort zone? What stocks do you like? What stocks treat you well? And then learn the market mechanics and trade with VWAP. And then every stock is on your watch list. Every stock is your next winner, right? But you want to stay with the ones that are liquid, like RGTI, like these IPOs that have been ripping all over the place, like Figure, right? Remember yesterday we bought that dip, held some, come on. But if you didn't hold it overnight, faux show, bro. Market's going up. Pick your poison, right? Even V-Wave. If this thing had some volume on it, it'd be a lot more fun to trade. But, you know, you got to wash out, VWAP break, stock popped almost $1. It's just illiquid. Possible to trade that thing. Still own it. But that's my point. You know, I talk a lot. I like to get a feel for what the market's doing, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you're generally going to stay focused on what you're staying focused on, right? If you stayed focused on RGTI and Gemmy, that's all you did today. You don't even know what the Qs are doing. And it's awesome. It's a great way to trade. And that's why once you understand, and I joke around about track records and watch lists, right? Track records, you guys understand. How many times can I explain to you? Track records are so pointless that I don't know if you even realize how pointless they are. Track records are for people like me who want to sell something, right? So I got to say 98% win rate. Nobody's going to buy something when I say 3% win rate. But with me, even at a 3% win rate, I'll show you how to come out ahead. Because what's a 3% win rate? That means you've done 3 trades good out of 100, right? Just put it in perspective, right? My win rate is 3%. So out of every 100 trades, you're only getting 3 winners. God damn, I suck. Or those 97 losers, I lost $125 each on all those trades. And those 3 winners, I made 50 grand, 125 grand, and 337 grand. So those 3 winners trounced the 97 losers. Track record sucks. My P&L is banging. What's more important? The illusion has now been broken. Track records are pointless. It's about knowing what you're doing. The illusion has now become real. And watch lists, right? Watch lists, really? You guys heard of this RGTI? It's been on our watch list for what? 2.5 years. You heard about the stock Open? It's on your watch. You guys know about the QQQ? Boom, there's your watch list. Yeah, it's nice to be in front of the name that's moving the most. But once you know what you're doing, the world is your watch list. And it's about what you're comfortable trading. You don't want to trade Eli Lilly, right? And App Lovin' because $600 stocks scare the shit out of you. Meanwhile, my boy Sid kicks ass on these names every day because that's what he does. Once you learn market mechanics, then you create your own watch list. I'll put you in front of these great names like CDLX today, and I don't know if you guys are watching the Brea Tar Pits, but just came out of halt, right? You guys see that other one, USAR, watch list. By the way, if anybody's short the Qs right now, I still got some puts on. I cannot believe I'm even saying this out loud, but holy shiza. We're back in the green. I got a couple left, yeah. I'm in the 585 puts right now from 45 cents. I sold most of them at 60 because shorting the market's virtually impossible, but I tried my luck, and I'm 3 for 3 today. Hang on a second. Let me just put some offers out. I meant to say 595. I think I said 585, 595 puts. All right. All right. We're back to making a little money on the last couple of contracts. If you haven't sold, we're in the 595 from 45. I'm not hating it. I'm not hating it at all. But let's talk about this Bria, right? So again, talking about track records. What is this stock, right? I have no freaking idea. Why am I even talking about it? Because it came on my scanner. I saw big blocks being bought and a stock that's being squeezed. And you could tell right away it got halted, and then I don't know if it's going to get halted again. But it's stocks like this, right? Within 2 seconds, I know I don't want to trade this thing. Even though it's probably going to go to 30 and then 50 and then 100. This is the kind of stock, if you're not in already, you better know what you're doing, right? So if you're not in from 15 or 17 or 20, right, and it's not a lot of volume, right? These are the type of stocks that will go to 50, but at one point today, it's going to crash and go to 0. And if you're not prepared to quickly get the hell out, you can't trade stocks like this. And that's what I'm talking about, comfort zone and understanding the market mechanics and understanding the stock. You don't need to know what Bria does. You need to know how it trades. You need to know that open is one of the greatest stocks to trade on earth right now because you're getting hundreds of millions of shares with a 1 cent spread, low risk, with options that are weekly. It's the greatest stock to trade right now, and it has been for almost 3 months. Stocks like Bria, the opposite. It's the opposite. Illiquid, awful, but it's going to rip, and it's probably going to get halted right now and open up at $32.50 on its way to $50. So we do everything here. And by the way, there's that APLD again. If you guys don't know about APLD, breaking out, busting out, people. APLD. I know you got the fans. You got some fans of the stock in here. Monster consolidation break just a couple of weeks ago. Stock is up now. What? It's up close to 200%. Like I said, stocks are breaking out and doubling. It's not supposed to work like that, but that's how it is now. And until it changes, you got to assume, like a stock like RGTI breaking out, it's probably going up 20 to 50% from here. It's not about what you missed out on. Get involved. But again, that's commentary mostly for a swing trader or an investor. But if you come in knowing, hey, this RGTI is hot, trade it today. You don't want to own it tomorrow? Well, buy it when it breaks new highs tomorrow then. You don't want to swing it? Just make sure you're in it each day. But even with the Qs, right? We've been talking about the Qs going to 600 since May 12th. And we thought we would get there roughly around now. And we're here. But you didn't have to hold the Qs the whole time. You've had many dips to buy even today. You didn't have to come in long on the Qs today, right? Right? There was 2 shorts in the Qs before the takeoff. You guys following? I'll recap because I came in late. Right now, I'm a delusional psychopath who thinks the market could actually go down. I'm in some puts right now, but I got a reason to be. Right? We had a blow off top, rolled over, I got short, and I made some money. So I was like, you know what? If it does it again, I'm going to try again. And it did it again at the same exact price. And now I got the VWAP retrace. So as a shorter, we've got back to VWAP. Now I say to myself, all right, that's probably all I'm going to get because shorting is short-lived. I'm going to die. But I got to stay short right now because if it rolls through the VWAP, we're probably going to go test the level where we came from. So that's another, 65, 70 more cents. I got the 595s. And if we could roll right here, we're talking about, maybe get 75 cents or 80 cents on these 595s. But that's, again, we're in limbo right now. Just waiting to see my fate. Hey, what's up? Hey, Tuna, you going to be around tonight? Your email sounded like you said you didn't want to do it, but then you did want to do it. Do you want to do a demonstration? I'll give you the floor for like 10 minutes. You could show us your platform. By the way, speaking of APLD, QS, another, I don't know why those two stocks for me are similar. APLD, I have no idea what either one of them does, but APLD and QS, they kind of, for some reason, are moving, and they seem to always be moving together. I don't know what the story is there, but QS, another one, had a monster pivot the other day, and it's just been ripping ever since. Oh, you're in France right now. I'm gonna ask my grandmother. So it's 12 o'clock here. What is it? Tomorrow there? Every time I'd call my grandmother, even though she was on the East Coast and it was never a time difference, she always thought there'd be a time difference. What time is it there? I'm on the East Coast, Grandma. So what time is it there? It's the same time as it where you live. Oh. All right, I'll let you go. How come you don't call? All right, I'll let you go. When I was a kid, I didn't even know I had a grandmother because we were so poor that we didn't want to spend the extra money to call long distance. Long distance rates went down at 11 o'clock and I was always sleeping. So my parents would call grandma and I'd be sleeping until the rates went down. And then they told me, Grandma's alive. We can call her now in regular trading, regular hours. What time is it? What time is it in France? What time is it in France? It's actually, you're like 6 hours ahead of us, right? Is it 6 p.m. there now? Look at me knowing shit. So you're 6 hours ahead of us. Yeah. Yeah. Unless you want to wake up in the middle of the night. I don't know. Yeah. All right. We'll figure something out. I'll send you the link anyway. So, yeah. When the lights. What song is that? Oh, I hate that song. That's Marmalade or something. I hate that song. Voulez-vous the bus? All right, it opened up. All right, hang on. Wait a minute. I know one guy's in it. Did it get 3250? All right. I'm going to say Brea. Isn't that Brea? New Brea? La Brea Tar Pits. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sure it has nothing to do with that. Let's see what they do. First person to guess what this company does. Free access to the schmooze tonight. Brea. I'll say never would have guessed. Brea Holdings is a holding company focused on multi-club ownership in sports in Milan, Dublin. The club currently owns 4 association football clubs and 1 volleyball club. Oh, volleyball club stocks is all the rage right now. Would they say something about quantum? In more news today, La Brea Volleyball Club put 1 Bitcoin in their treasury, which should make their stock go up at least 3,000x. Right? Did it have to do with something like that? Like what could have got this stock going? Let's see. Oh, I thought it said Solana on there somewhere. Oh, they're doing a private placement, blah, blah, blah. What is this crap? It doesn't even matter. It's so silly. There's one every day. By the way, CDLX, if you guys know about this one, keep your eye on this one, even though it just had its move. And if you're in the figure, holy shit, what a buy yesterday, right? There is zero reason to sell this stock now. And we caught it at the low print yesterday. You got to be looking for this thing to go to 45 tomorrow. Only time you want to sell this now is if it breaks back under 40. Wait a minute. Did I read the story wrong? Is it a Solerna story? No, stop it. I mean, it would make sense, but is that what it was? I didn't see it. It said something about just. Holy shit! No, you're right. Oh my god! I thought it was. I was kind of joking around. It is. By the way, I'm going to go public. That's it. That's the only way. It's the last step, right? I'm actually a profitable company. I have revenue. I'm going to release my own coin and I'm going to go public through a SPAC and we're all going to get rich. So get involved in my private placement. I know I'm still in UVXY. Yeah, I bought more actually. I'm still in it. Nah, it actually went green. I was actually break even, but I'm still in it. I don't know. I'm crazy. I'm short the Qs and long UVXY right now in a bull market. But you see this fad that's going on. And by the way, I'm not joking. I know I have to qualify everything I say. I'm not joking. I'm working with some crypto guys, and I'm working with some guys that brought some SPACs out, and I'm literally considering doing one of three of those things. I think I'm probably not going to go public because then, then I got rules and shit I got to obey. But I think I'm going to do a hit the bid coin and immediately give it intrinsic value, which is important. You're going to be able to buy merchandise with the coin. Inevitably, if the coin rises in value, you'll be able to use the coin to purchase a subscription on the website. So my goal would be to get the coin to go from 5 cents to 5,000. That's the goal. That's our mantra: 5 to 5,000 to be able to pay for a yearly subscription on my website. So what is that? 1,000,000%? Let me go call what's that dude's name? Scaramucci. I'll get Scaramucci to pump it because that worked out really well for Algorand. Which I'm still in. You got to buy at least $2,000 worth, or you can't buy any. I'm writing that into the bylaws. But what I'm also writing in is that I'm going to have break-even prices where I'm not selling. So as I'm learning how to do this, I already have the pillars, as I like that word now, and I've been using it ever since. The pillars of a successful coin launch. I have a lot of the pillars. charismatic, non-scammy leader. Hello. A community that has already been established. How you doing? Like-minded individuals who are in finance and have traded. Boom. Pillars are right there. Now I do it, and I'm bringing it out the right way. You know, they will no shorting will be allowed. There'll be a limited amount of coin out there. And then I want to make sure that I could get right onto like Kraken or one of the bigger platforms so it'd be easy to buy. That's the hard part. Ease of buying. Because without volume, we're nobody. So we'll generate some volume, present our case to Kraken, and hopefully get on there. And next thing you know, we live. Do the airdrop. All that stuff. So good times. Yeah, we'll talk more about it. Yeah, but yeah. Speaking of IPOs, how'd that Angel work out? ANGX, I saw it was getting hammered. Yeah, got hammered again. So if this thing goes to $5, that's where I'm going to probably make a stand. But so far, it's been a pump and then a dump and then a pump and then a dump on the ANGX. And this is your typical IPO. You break down, you're going, 1250 breaks down, you go to 10. 10 generally gets you 750. Under 750, you're probably looking at $5. And then we'll see what's up down there at 5. If it breaks 5, probably going to suck for a while. Algo? I don't know. Algo X? Can we chart Algo X? No. How do you chart out? Can you chart? Is Thinkorswim able to chart crypto? No, I just usually look at this. I still use the same site that I've been using that no one else knows about, coincap.io. For all of your Bitcoin and weird coin needs, coincap.io. I'm assuming Algo is 23 cents, right? Because every time I check, it's the same price. Hey, we're up 24 cents. I like it just because the name of it is Algo. I only buy crypto that I like the names of. So I got involved here. Obviously, I should have sold. I'm still in, but I'm in from the lows. I'm in from under 10 cents. Because if you know anything about this, the running joke is that we had Scaramucci on our show back in the day. Scaramucci was pitching it up here. No joke. Above 2, he was pitching it. And he told us that we should expect a 100,000% return. His words. His words. Not my words. 100,000% return, because the technology, or whatever the bullshit story was, every story as far as crypto is bullshit, right? That's why when people ask you what my coin does, you could buy a hat with it. At least I got some intrinsic value. Like, what are 99.9% of them are completely just worthless scams. It's all pyramid scams, right? They do nothing, serve no purpose. This one's one of them. But if you're going to own fake currency, how do you not own one that's called Algo? Same premise I bought Tron, right? How you not own, if you're going to buy fake currency that doesn't exist, you're living in the world of Tron, right? How are you not in Tron, right? I've been in this thing I'm sub penny. I'm up 3,500% on this thing. I didn't put a lot of money into it, too bad. But to me, cryptocurrency, it's like buying donuts. Yeah, let me get some Tron. Oh, there's some Ripple. There's something called Ripple. Yeah, let me get some Ripple. Oh, there's something called Algo X. Oh, I got to get some Algo. What's this doggy coin one? Oh, it's called Doge. Why? Oh, that's what they call it. It says doggy. I like it. Doggy. I'm in the doggy coin. Give me some doggy. That's how I bought my coins. Still in them all. But what the hell is my point? Oh, my coin's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Speaking of huge, who doesn't love trading Wolf, right? Wolf, Open, all these stocks, they're just awesome. They refuse to die. They refuse to die. They just keep being buys. ELAB. What the hell is the ELAB? I like the name. Isn't this no volume? I can't take stocks with no volume seriously. Oh, dear Lord. That's a nasty looking chart. Now I like it. Yeah. That's as nasty as they come right there. Oh, my Lord. Actually, it doesn't look bad. Actually, it really doesn't look bad because you're about to come out of the bottom. That's a fake out, shake out moment right there. Doesn't look bad, actually. But you got one person trading the stock. Literally, you got one trade on it. It's basically 46,000 shares. One guy probably did that whole trade. That's terrible. But if this thing starts getting volume, interesting. Lady Jane, where did you send it? Send it to my AOL. Kenny Glick. All right, what the hell are we doing here? That was it for the market going down, huh? Bum, 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 bum. So what else is going on, y'all? By the way, make sure you're with me tonight because there's a lot of stocks that are on the verge of breaking out again that you want to be ready for, like this one. USAR, it pivoted off its yearly VWAP again, and now it's so close to breaking out. And these are the trades. Here's what you do on Thursdays. Start preparing for Friday options. You want to see if they have weekly half number increments. That's why this stock is great, because you can trade options right at the money and put the lotto play on at the same time. Still expect the stock to be breaking through 20 inevitably, no doubt. But tomorrow, all we care about is it breaking 1635 and going to 17. I like the USAR. I like the UUU. They have this thing's on the verge of breaking out also, and obviously all-time highs. But I want to say one thing. I want to give a shout out to somebody sent me an email, and they said, "Hey man, this FEIM. I don't know if you're out there. Thank you. Somebody sent me an email. Hey, you might be interested in FEIM because it got hammered on earnings, and the stock is still in a big uptrend. You nailed it, man. You nailed it." And I don't know if you got my response, but I was like, it's exactly what you want to be doing, right? You see a stock get hammered on earnings, keep an eye on it for 2 or 3 days, especially in this market. You generally turn and rip. This thing was $27 the other day. Now it's at 32. Who could possibly stay short in this market? It's impossible. But speaking of that, did Brea open up again or what? Ho! See, they can't stay. It can't keep it open, right? So that's why it's probably going to 50. But when it gets halted to the downside, it opens up 15 points lower, if not worse, where a stock gets halted, and sometimes they don't come back. They just keep it halted. Kenny Glick, AOL.com. I spelled my name right? Yeah. So I don't know. Normal. Oh, I gotta get to my crypto meeting. Hold on a second. So yeah, I mean, it's just not that difficult to find a winning long trade, right? It's just now, every time you sell, you regret it, like mob, right? Like I got 200 shares left, and I should have made $50,000 on this trade. I'm in from 250, but started out. All right, I'll buy 1,000 shares. All right. Oh look, it's up to 375. All right, let me sell some. Oh look, it's at $5. All right, I better sell some. It's 100% gain. All right, it's probably going to go to all-time highs, which is 666. All right, I'll wait till 666. All right, let's see if we get to 666. All right, we got there, sold. I thought we actually nailed it because it went to the highs and then came in, but then it broke, and now it's at 8. You got to be thinking 10. Easy for me to say. I'm in from 250. I got no risk now. I got 200 shares left, and I'm miserable because it's one of my best calls of the year, and I got nothing. But here you go. Did you just hit $50? Sure. Normally I'm done. It's just I'm still in some stuff and doing my thing. I'll just text you later. We'll figure it out. Thanks, man. More stocks like Elab? Sure. You know what a stock, well, V-Wave is kind of like that. V-Wave, low volume, but you're still in the uptrend. It's just hard to know what's going to happen next when you got no volume. But stocks like USAR, once they pivot, right? The pivot is generally a fake out, shake out moment. And then the shorts are left chasing, the fear of missing out kicks in, and you get yourself a 4 or 5 point move. Yeah, this is the kind of stock that'll go to $80, but it gets halted 7 times on the way there, and it's virtually impossible to trade. Well, that's interesting. Cool. Yeah, Orbs made its turn. Today's the first day of the turn. So that one's on the list for tomorrow. Thank you for bringing that up. Are you one of the TT brothers? Do you know the TT brothers from Ethiopia? You should. What were we just talking about? Orbs. Yes. Yes. Actually, maybe yes right now, as a matter of fact. This is the first up day this thing's had since it rolled over and died. Usually in this market, the pivot, and then you'll have 2 more up days. So yeah, keep an eye on this one the next couple of days, if not right this second. The TT brothers, yeah, they're I don't know what you would call these 2 guys, but America's Got Talent. One guy just lays on his back and he just flips his brother around, and it's just insane. Guy must have no bones in his body. Which one? 32 million market cap. Orbs or Bria? There it is, $50. Thank you very much. I know what I'm talking about, right? Now watch. It's probably going to go to 80, but when it starts to tank, it's going to tank 15 or 20 points. And look, well, there's your 50. I mean, that was insane. Get a chance to do anything. That's why that's the kind of bullshit stock it is, right? You could tell right away. But man, if you're in from the 9 and the 12 and you've sold into the move, that's when you could start letting it go crazy. Orbs is just it's one of them Bitcoin holding stocks that somebody got pumped the other day. There's like 30 of these now, if not more. Tron, which was SMR. Actually, BMNR started the craze. And there's a whole ton of them. I don't know them all by the. But let's get some V-Wave going here. No, let's not. I mean, let's get it going. But I hate this stock. I own it. it just has no volume with a big spread. I want to just buy it, but it's just there's the bids never near the offer. So there's always some big ass spread. Terrible. You know what I think tomorrow's going to be like? Every stock that broke out today is going to just be up tomorrow. RGTX 2750. Hopefully USAR 1750. Q 600. Open options. Which ones? Open's kind of taking the day off today. That's good for tomorrow. Actually, that's really good for tomorrow. If it stays under $10 and we get to buy some 10s tomorrow, down. The high print was 1085, right? Double top from the other day. Yeah. So we consolidate today, break a double top tomorrow. You go on to 1250. So you really actually want the stock to do nothing today, because then it's angry when it comes back the next day. And once it breaks that 1087, which is 10 and 7/8, but you guys have been trading more than 20 years. 10 and 7/8, what's it get us on options expiration? Probably 12 and a half, right? Right. So we got to the point where again, this is my easy call. This is where I say we're definitely going to get here. Tops of the range was the bottom of the last range. So once we break through there, you're going to 1337. So in between 10 and 1337 gives me 1250. Hopefully we see that tomorrow. New IPO? Which IPO? Speaking of IPOs, if you're in the figure and you want to sell here, be my guest. You're going to miss out on the next 8 points, but 4250, 40, same kind of thing. If you don't want to own it, if you're still in Gemmy, same kind of thing. You got a monster payday out of it. I don't want to see it break 25 if I was still in, but I'm not in it. What do we got? We got an IPO. NTSK. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, so good. Nice. Didn't break 25, goes back to 2250. Doesn't hold 2250, goes to 20. NTSK. Netscope. Is it Netscope or is it Netscope? Whatever it is, I wouldn't want to buy it right now. And you see how it's under the VWAP? Now, if it stays under VWAP the whole rest of the afternoon, VWAP comes trailing down. If it's going to do anything, it's going to break VWAP back on the upside, right? Right now, under 2250, you got to be thinking 20. So keep an eye on it. All the shorts have been killed. Yeah, and Jex, yeah, it broke 10. Once it broke 1050, that was all-time low. Yeah, I'm waiting to see if it goes to $5. If they don't make a stand at 5, it's just it might be just left in the dirt. But yeah, under 750, that's as bad as it gets. Well, breaking 10 is pretty damn bad. Lady Jane, if you can hear me, well, actually, I'll send you an email right now. I got a couple of questions. Down, on down. What was I just singing? River of Deceit. Ah, not many people know that song. That's why I like you. If you didn't know, oh, look at this guy knowing what I'm talking about. Look at you. I'm gonna go take a break to this song now. Actually, all right. You guys understand that QQQ short's over, right? I wound up getting out for a small loss on the rest of those puts. What's the point of holding them, right? They just got on a zero. Maybe we'll try it again. All right, I'll be back. This one going out to my algorithmic friend, Salagello. Change the microphone. My pain is self-chosen. At least, so the prophet says. I could either burn or cut off my pride and buy some time. A handful of lies is a way tied to my ways. The river of defeat falls down. The only direction it flows is down, down, oh down, down, oh down, down, oh down, down, oh down. My pain is self-chosen. At least I believe it to be. I could either drown. Got ready to swoosh? Or pull off my skin and swim to shore. Now I can grow a beautiful child for all to see. The river of deceit flows down. Yeah. The only direction it goes down, down, oh down, down, oh down, down, oh down, down, oh down. Nothing is self-chosen. How come yourself to down, 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 down. I'll follow up with another sleeper pick. Do you know this? Every time I listen to it, I still think it's somebody else, but it's not. 2 dozen other dirty lovers. Oh, must be a sucker for it. Cry, but I don't need my mother. Just hold my hand while I go home to a decision on it. Sooner or later, let's give way, you hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away, don't let me down. Sooner or later, you'll hit the deck, you'll get found out. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down, you let me down. Run away, let me down. Black air and 7 seas all rotten through. But what can you do? I don't know how I meant to act with all of you, love. Sometimes I don't try, I just na 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 na. You know this song? Pete Townsend did it. Sooner or later, your legs give way, you hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Sooner or later, you'll hit the deck, you'll get found out. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Run away, let me down. Run away, let me down. Run away. Well, it's actually Eddie Vedder singing. Every time I hear it, I still think it's Peter Gabriel. Right? Here's some Biko in there. Don't bother trying to explain now. Just hold my hand while I go to a decision on it. All right, I'm going to cut out. Not much else, but to think we're going to rally into the close. So the UVXY, yeah, that's a cover. Save it for later. I think Townsend did it first. I'm not sure. But, generally when we do sit around in the afternoons in bull markets, we just sit around. We'll have one more faux show, bro. I think that might have been it. I mean, usually that you got the 12 o'clock faux show, bro. And generally we're good for the rest of the day. If they do us a favor and dip it again, it's just going to be another buy. Chances are we're ripping into the close, gap to 600 tomorrow. Attack another 5, so 605 tomorrow on the Qs. Figure gap 5 points on Monday, and then we sell that off 10 points, and then we wound up landing back at 590. And the Bears will think they're won something, but we'll still be at 590 on Tuesday, and then we'll just start rallying from there. That's pretty much what I think is going to happen. On that note, farewell, my friends. I'll see you guys tonight. We'll talk more about long-term goals and aspirations and all that fantastic stuff. But if you've been staying focused on these quantum stocks, they're in another realm, the quantum realm. They're all awesome. There's no really differentiating anyone from the other ones. I mean, rigatoni has been our favorite one because the symbol just, I'm a big Dave Rigetti fan. We're calling it rigatoni. But you got QBTS, you got QUBT, you got the entire sector, which is interesting because you got a lot more diversity. It's QTUM. They have a lot more than just quantum in there. They got some other, some bigger tech stocks. And then you have the ones that really aren't quantum but move with quantum. I don't know if you guys remember ARQQ, QMCO. Some of the lesser known ones. Obviously, the king of them all now, IonQ. That one's gotten away from me. I don't want to even look at it. I was in for $5. And some of those sleeper picks are not sleeping anymore. Sale, since the earnings, I've been waiting for this thing to break out. Hood all-time highs, right? Easy going to 150, 180, 200. This is not just again, they got it all figured out over there. I love it. This ain't coming back. A lot of good stocks. Everything's breaking out. Just don't get in the way, especially with Rambus. If you guys are still in Rambus, look, you waited 27 years for this trade. Don't sell it. It's a 27-year high. No joke. You finally got into the hundreds. Here's the lifetime. This is a lifetime chart of Rambus. This was a 12-year slumber. Andy Dufresne. That's why we bought it at $15. We did very well with it, but I held it for 2 years between 45 and 55, and it just didn't do anything. I finally wound up selling it at $55. I just missed the 100% move. I have no doubt this thing's about to go to all-time highs, which is 26-year highs. If you're reading any books about trading, I'm going to take a random book. Open to page 7. Any stock that breaks 27-year highs is going higher. A 27-year high and then all-time highs. And you're talking about a brand new stock here. And nobody knows this thing exists. They will know when it's trading at 250 and they run it to 500. And then there'll be a takeover rumor to 1,000, and then there'll be a $10,000 stock, and you'll be like, "Hey, I remember Rambus." When the Reddit kids are buying it at 970, waiting for it to go to 1,000. I'm not kidding. I think the stock's easily going to be a double once it breaks 127 because that's the standard practice of the market that we're in. You break out, you double, minimum. So that's $250. I'll see you tonight. Email me if you didn't email me yet. KennyGlick@AOL.com. I'll send you the link. KennyGlick@AOL.com. Tonight's giveaway: 3 steel balls you can wear around your neck to remind yourself that if you're shorting this market, there's somebody waiting to bash your fucking head in, not with just 1 ball, not just 2 balls, 3 balls coming at you. All right? Shorting is short-lived, and you're going to die. Rigatoni to 27.50. I'll see you later.